it's unfortunate because first and foremost, I totally believe that there should be regulations on semi-automatic weapons of war. Everyone shouldn't be able to own that. I'm sure the comments are going to beat me up about it, but it is what it is. There's no place for that in our society. We're not on the battlefield.
But we are.
With that being said,
but we are. We are. America is a...
Nick, I didn't say take away the guns. I said those AR-15s, those weapons of war, there's no place for them. It's just not.
Why do cops have them?
Because criminals have them. If the criminals didn't have them, the cops wouldn't need them.
Criminals are always going to have them. The criminal's always going to have them. You can go on the border and get a whole RPG if you wanted to. You can get a whole RPG if you really wanted to.
No, listen, you get no denial from me. I understand the world that we live in. I just believe we could do it better. And with that being said, many people who are caught in those situations, they panic, they freeze, they aren't trained, and their only impulse after freezing is to run. And they're hit.
Well, the unfortunate thing about like these sniper shootings now, like even that I'm packing right now, there's not much that I could do except for, run to my vehicle where I keep an AR-15. But more than likely, I'm gonna try to get out the situation. But the only reason why I have a pistol is just so I can fight my way back to my AR-15. That's the only reason why I have a pistol, is so I can fight my way back to a bigger gun. Mine just so happens to be in my vehicle. And then I'm gonna go home where I got other weapons at. If you want to bring the fight there, good luck, man. Because my neighbor's gonna have one too. And I'm gonna call him and my friends. How much ammo do you need? But that's normal in Texas. I mean, maybe it's a Texas thing, but guys who have, one of my best friends has an underground arsenal, like a legit hundreds of rifles, pistols, tens of thousands of it. Yeah, that's normal. If you don't have 1,000 rounds, I'll ship you some. But you live in New York, though. You can't have any. Never mind. But if you needed some, I got plenty, man.
Okay.
It's a lifestyle. I don't know.
I think part of it is just that. It's a lifestyle. And, I'm not naive.
You got to be responsible, though. I think responsibility, yeah. You got to be responsible, man. I think that there's a lot of people. I'm not going to say get rid of the guns. I can't see it that way. Because if something does happen to me and all the guns go away, then who's going to protect my wife or my kid or my elderly parents or what? I don't know. I'd rather it stay the way it is. That's my opinion. But I'm also like a responsible gun owner. I'm not. Yeah, unless you know me, you wouldn't know I have it on me, You wouldn't even know.
I think they would, Nick. Like, have no illusions. You got tens of millions of views.
Well, now they know. If you watch and know who I am, you know.
Nick, let's be clear. Like, we don't even need to go down this road. Like, I think what I don't think is you realize just how recognizable, revered, people love Nick Irving, and it's millions of them, man. I don't think anybody, is sitting around thinking, well, I'm gonna catch Nick on his day off. Let me try him on a Monday afternoon. He should be sleeping.
No, I don't
Like,
sleep. That's the problem. I don't. And
we're clear.
I got 2 pit bulls and some surveillance. Yeah, you gotta,
I'd expect nothing less from you, Nick.
you gotta
and
fight.
and neither would nobody else.
You gotta fight. Yeah, if you're gonna get me, you gotta fight.
Oh man. Okay. I want to turn this comment back because it's really, in many ways, a discussion about the First Amendment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Charlie Kirk assassination. God bless his soul, my heart, and I say this despite me having very opposing views than he had. My heart goes out to his wife, his children, and he did it the right way, from what I can see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, he wasn't trying to incite riots. He was conversing
Exactly. Yeah.
and speaking his truth
Yeah.
and inviting people to do the same. So with that being said, I want to share some of the things that he said.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I mean, this is who he was. At a Turning Point USA event in 2023, Kirk said, and I quote, he thinks gun deaths are quote unquote worth it to have the Second Amendment. We must be real. We must be honest with the population. Having an armed citizen comes with a price, and that's part of liberty. We need to be very clear that you're not going to get gun deaths to 0. It's not going to happen, but I think it's worth it. I think it's worth the cost. Unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment. It's kind of prophetic, man.
Yeah. I wouldn't have said that or worded it like, I think that all violence and all gun deaths that are, unwarranted are unnecessary. I don't think that there's like a acceptable amount that we're allowed to have. I think it's all stupid and unnecessary to begin with. But I also know that people die every day. There's a lot of alcohol related deaths in America. We're going to ban that too. I don't know. There's a lot of bad things that come of alcohol, from drinking alcohol, domestic violence issues, things that spew from that. I don't think any of it's necessary, but does that mean I have to take away your right to indulge and have a good time if that's how you have a good time? I don't believe so. I don't believe so. But I also don't believe that there's an acceptable amount of gun deaths that we need in order to have this right. I just think it's a right for us to have. It's a right for us to have, regardless of whatever. No deaths. I still want to be able to have all my fun toys too. I'm not hurting anybody. But for me to have it, I don't feel that you should die so I can have it. No, I don't believe that either. Unwarranted.
I think that's well said. And I think he was very, very outspoken, because I was going to say if he was here, maybe he would change what he said and say it as you just said, but probably not. On his self-entitled radio talk show, he expressed his dislike for the word empathy. He was like, I can't stand the word empathy. I think empathy is a made-up, new age term that does a lot of damage. I don't know how, but you have any thoughts about that?
That's a weird one. Empathy. Like, he doesn't believe that should even exist?
He doesn't like the word, didn't like the word.
I don't agree with that. I think that empathy is like a characteristic or trait that I think all humans should have.
Agreed.
I think all humans should have it, should carry it. If not, just be a callous, you potentially could be a callous, soulless individual. And an entire world based on people like that I don't think that'd be a good look.
And I think that the lack of empathy,
Mm-hmm.
it prevents us from putting ourself in another man's shoes.
Mm-hmm.
It prevents people from looking through the eyes of others that they may not agree with,
Mm-hmm.
others that they look down upon.
Yep.
You know,
If
if
that
I were in the
word,
room,
yeah, I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
No, if that word, I mean, if anybody believes that, that's his belief. But if anybody else believes that, I would just pose the question. And if you believe in a higher power, would you not want your higher power, whoever that may be, to have empathy when it comes to your soul when that time comes? I think empathy is what makes the higher powers, the whatever you believe in, is what makes them one of those standout traits of what makes them who they are and what they are. What they stand for is having empathy, compassion for your fellow neighbor. I
I
believe that.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. Being able to have compassion for your fellow neighbor, it starts with empathy.
Mm-hmm.